What's up guys, last week we took a look at the OPPO A96 and overall it's a pretty great device, but OPPO does call it a gaming smartphone. So today I want to take a look at the OPPO A96 and see how it does in 3 of my favorite games. But before we move on, here is Jamie with a quick word from today's sponsor.
Before we get to the rest of the video, I just want to share that one of the most anticipated mobile games from Japan is now in the Philippines, E6 Mobile, the Arc of Napishtim, and a big thanks to them for sponsoring this video. This RPG classic is developed by one of the most experienced game companies in Japan, Nihon Falcom. It's available for both Android and iOS, plus it's already been downloaded millions of times across Taiwan, Hong Kong, and Macau. In E6, you can enjoy stunning graphics that give a nod to the original JRPG, mixed with immersive gameplay to give you a better experience with your mobile device. There are 5 classes to choose from: Warrior, Mage, Ranger, Assassin, and Samurai, which you can then develop into 9 subclasses. You can go through dungeons, the story mode, treasure hunts, or participate in one of the epic boss battles with your preferred gameplay style. Of course, there's also a dose of cuteness here where you can conjure pets to help you in battle and give them stylish makeovers. There are also a ton of things you can do in E6 Mobile apart from combat. You can farm, furnish your home, and you can even get married to receive some awesome couple gifts. If that sounds like something you want to check out, there will be links down below. Now let's get back to the rest of the video.
Now let's start this gaming review with a quick spec rundown of the OPPO A96, starting off with that 6.6-inch IPS LCD display that goes up to 90 Hz. Now in terms of storage, multitasking with gaming is no problem with 13 GB of RAM and 256 gigs of internal storage. Battery is also quite decent with 5000 mAh and 33 watts of Super VOOC charging. Now the star of the show is the Snapdragon 680 chip with the Adreno 610 GPU. Now I wouldn't really call the SD680 a gaming CPU kasi maraming Snapdragon 680 smartphones na try namin dito sa Unbox and it didn't really perform well, especially in terms of stability. Kaya gusto ko gumawa ng gaming review for the OPPO A96 kasi yun nga, mayroon silang magic or optimizations pagdating sa ColorOS that makes it a more stable and well-rounded performer when it comes to gaming. Now for this gaming review, I did want to try out 3 of my favorite mobile games to see how this phone would do, and I played them for over 2.5 hours in total, starting off with Pokemon Unite. Now Pokemon Unite is a great game to start a gaming review with because it's not a very demanding game, and if the OPPO A96 can run this phone well, then we are off to a good start. Which is exactly what happened because we were able to maintain a stable 60 frames per second throughout my first game to my last. Pero napansin ko nga naman na pagdating sa mga malalaking team fight, like everyone fighting at Zapdos, I would lose a little bit of frame rate. It would go down to 40 frames per second, but it would come back to 60 FPS pretty quickly. So at least for Pokemon Unite, the OPPO A96 handles it with flying colors. Now you might have different experiences when it comes to other MOBAs like Wild Rift, which is a little bit more demanding in terms of graphics, but overall, mobile MOBAs on the OPPO A96 runs pretty well. Now after about a solid hour of playing Pokemon Unite of around 5 to 6 straight games, I decided to try out Genshin Impact, which is absolutely the most demanding game I've ever tried on a mobile device. Yun nga sinabi ko, Genshin Impact is a super demanding game and we've tried a lot of Snapdragon 680 devices this year and most of them could not run the game well at all with major lag, major crashing, so my expectations on the A96 was pretty low. But luckily for us, ColorOS gives us a lot of optimizations when it comes to gaming with game space, squeezing out as much performance on the Snapdragon 680 as possible. At kitang-kita yon with its performance on Genshin Impact with a stable 20 to 25 frames per second. I was able to complete my daily missions relatively quickly, and I was able to fight Dvalin while screen recording with a stable 15 to 25 frames per second. So not the smoothest gaming experience out there, but definitely playable, so it already exceeds my expectations. One thing I was surprised with is the thermal performance on the OPPO A96 kasi hindi ko napansin na uminit yung phone at all. It basically stayed the same temperature as when I was playing Pokemon Unite. So that's really surprising to see kasi kahit yung OnePlus 8 ko with the Snapdragon 875, ang lala niyang uminit. It goes up to like 40-43 degrees Celsius at napakainit sa kamay. And the OPPO A96 was surprisingly cool all throughout. Now, with Genshin Impact's overall performance on the A96 exceeding my expectations, I wanted to try out the newer Apex Legends Mobile and see how the A96 does on a Battle Royale game. Now, Apex Legends isn't as demanding as Genshin Impact, so you can be ensured to have a pretty good time playing Apex Legends Mobile on the A96. When I tried it, I did get a pretty stable 25 to 40 frames per second depending where you are on the map, and I was able to pull out a few wins here and there from my total of 1 hour of straight Battle Royale. Now, in terms of thermals, I really didn't notice it get hotter compared to Genshin Impact and Pokemon Unite, so that is again a really good sign. And with shooter games on your smartphone, touch sampling rate is really important for a responsive experience, but with 180 Hz touch sampling rate on the A96, I had no issues in terms of responsiveness on this device. So that was my quick gaming test on the OPPO A96. Can I call it a gaming phone? Sure, it runs the most demanding game on the App Store pretty stably. I guess that is what is more important. This is definitely the best Snapdragon 680 performer we've seen this year. OPPO is definitely doing some great optimization with ColorOS 11.1. My only major complaint is that upgraded 90 Hz screen. Hindi mo naman mapapansin ang 90 Hz higher refresh rate when it comes to gaming kasi kahit Pokemon Unite is capped at 60 frames per second, so hindi mo masusulit ang higher refresh rate regardless. What do you guys think? OPPO has a lot of different great things going on with the A96 that make it, I think, worth its price range of 15,999 pesos, and you can check out those different features in our full review. I'll link up top. Once again, my name is Anton, and I'll see you guys next time.